Today, we're exploring a Greek island unlike any other. A walled medieval city, so beautiful it was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and so important that, in ancient times, it was home to one of the 7 wonders of the world. Welcome to Rhodes. A unique blend of history, architecture, and sea that transports you to the past from the very first step. From the moment we arrived by cruise ship, the first thing that caught my eye was the view. From the deck, you could already see the entire walled city of Rhodes laid out in front of us. The walls were fully intact, perfectly preserved, surrounding the entire old town like a massive stone embrace. And the best part? It was right there, just a few steps away. Literally, in front of the ship, you could already spot the old French tower, a ruined structure that drops you straight into history before you even set foot on land. The walk from the ship to the main entrance of the city was incredibly short, but still really beautiful. Just a few minutes on foot and you're already on a stone path, walking past sculptures with the turquoise sea to one side and slowly approaching the main gate, the Gate of the Virgin. That moment when you finally see the height and thickness of those medieval walls, it's something else. Crossing through that gate feels like stepping into a different era. Just a few steps in and you're transported. The streets, the architecture, the materials, everything has that raw historical presence. The first thing that stands out inside the walls are the ruins of the Church of the Virgin Mary. They're massive, very photogenic, and it's easy to see why people line up to take pictures there. Arches, columns, open sky, it all comes together. There are also some small gardens right next to it, where we strolled for a bit, but we didn't linger too long. We were too curious to see the rest of the town. We walked deeper into the city, passing little shops that sold mostly clothing, souvenirs, and the usual touristy stuff. But even with all that, the medieval vibe is alive. The whole place feels like a historic village that's still breathing. We reached a lovely little square with a huge tree in the center, surrounded by restaurants. We sat down to have a light bite with a full view of the plaza, super chill and very pleasant. Then we continued through narrower streets, again filled with small shops, until we arrived at a much larger square, Hippocrates Square. That's where the city's full scale really hits you. It's a wide, open space, with terraces, sculptures, tall buildings, and several streets converging in one spot. We wandered into one of the side streets looking for somewhere quieter, and ended up in a beautiful restaurant with a perfect view. Honestly though, any place you pick in that area will look like a postcard. Rhodes is ridiculously photogenic. No matter where you are, it just looks great. After a little break, we kept walking, this time heading toward a more cultural part of the city. As we went on, we started to notice the change. Fewer shops, fewer cafes, and more stone. More silence, more depth. We passed the Archaeological Museum of Rhodes, peeked inside, saw some old cannonballs and stone columns, and continued on to the famous Street of the Knights. And that's where everything shifts. As soon as you see that uphill stone road with no restaurants, no shops, nothing modern, just solid medieval architecture, you feel it. You're in the past. No music, no crowds, no menus or souvenir stands, just history. I wandered off a bit and walked down some side alleys. These were the old quarters of the different knight orders. The Spanish, the French, the Italians. Each group had its own area. And those alleyways, narrow, silent, barely any tourists, and the buildings looked like they hadn't been touched in centuries. Easily one of the most powerful parts of the entire visit. Then we came back to the main street and kept climbing until we reached the top, where the palace of the Grandmaster sits. That place is massive. It really feels like a fortress. We peeked into the gardens, saw some statues scattered around. It had that mix of strength and elegance that makes you stop and take it all in. You could tell this was the center of power in the era of the Knights of St. John. After leaving the palace of the Grandmaster, we walked a few steps and reached an old mosque, the Mosque of Suleiman. The contrast was striking. Islamic domes and arches right next to medieval stone walls. It really shows how many cultures have shaped Rhodes. From there, we walked down Socrates Street, a wide, sloped street that felt like the main artery of the Old Town. Unlike the quiet, empty street of the Knights, this one was full of shops, cafes, ice cream stands, and people, lively and colorful. We followed it all the way down, and it led us right back to where we started, a perfect loop through the heart of the city. Rhodes isn't just a beautiful city. It's a place where you feel history with every step, a crossroads of cultures, eras, and styles, all wrapped within walls that have stood for centuries. Without a doubt, one of the true gems of the Aegean Sea. If you enjoyed the journey, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more travel stories like this one.